Hello, welcome. This is Alec. I'm Alec with Atlas IPS. Happy Monday. We're here doing another live exercise video. Today's leg day. Monday's always leg day, so we're going to be doing another leg workout today. If you tune in live, thank you. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, you can just pop them into the chat. If you're watching this on delay, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or clarifications as far as this exercise routine goes. So today we're going to be going through another series of leg exercises. Again, as I always say, go at your own pace. I will cue everything up and kind of do a little bit of instruction, but once we get the ball rolling, we're going. So don't feel like you need to go exactly at the same speed that I'm going here at home. Feel free to dial it back. Today we're going all of our exercises for the first round are going to be 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. If you need to dial it back and do maybe 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, please do. Just kind of get in the rhythm of things. If you need modifications, if you feel like you need any way of dialing these exercises back, please reach out to me about that. I will try to give some options here as I'm demonstrating, but we're trying to capture a wide bubble here. So if I don't get something that works for you, please reach out to me and just ask me, and I can definitely throw something your way. Anyway, we will get started. We are going to be doing same leg warm-up I've done with y'all a few times now. We are going to be going into quadruped and doing some glute warm-ups as well as some core warm-ups. So we're going to get in our quadruped position, which is hands and knees position here. And what we are going to do first is we're going to warm up our hips with a little fire hydrant. So we're just going to be going out. We're going to be doing 15 reps of all of our warm-up exercises today. Again, keeping hips on a level plane, back flat. We're just going out as much as we can without rotating up. So just keeping everything sturdy and still. We go through about 15 here. About 5 more. A little pause at the top, each rep. And then we are going to do hip extension. So now our heel is going to go up towards the ceiling. Back is going to stay flat. All the actions happen here at the glute. So popping it up, back down. Popping up, back down. Avoiding any excessive reach from the back as we do this. Just keep it nice and flat and extending. Same idea. Let's get through about 15 of these. Really starting to warm up. Maybe even feeling like you're loosening a little bit from the hip flexors. We've all been sitting a lot, so holding this for a more extended amount of time is a great way to actually stretch the hip flexors as well as prime the hips for some work. Okay. Switch sides, do the same thing on the other side. So get in that neutral position here. Opening the hip, bringing it back down. One thing I've noticed with all this is I don't really have much of a playlist going here. So if you're working out at home, feel free to pop some music in on your computer. If you got a little pod speaker, just pick something to go with, something to motivate you. Has been interesting working out without any sound here. Just get to listen to the sound of the trees outside, I guess. All right, hip extensions, let's do 15. Again, back flat, just kind of keep all that motion going from the hip. Okay, gotten through 15 on both sides. The next thing we're going to do is warm up the core a little bit. So we're going to do light core exercise in the form of a bird dog. So I'm going to be getting in this position. So if you don't know what a bird dog is, what I'm going to be doing, let's say I'm going to be starting with this right leg first. Means I'm going to be starting with my left hand. I'm going to be reaching in opposite directions, keeping my torso flat. So I'm going to be reaching my foot backwards, reaching my hand forwards. I'm not going to let anything change while I'm doing so. I'm not reaching up, I'm reaching back, reaching out, not reaching up or to the floor. Out like that, holding it for about a second, bringing it back down, alternating. Do about 10 on each side of this one. Same idea when you extend. Think about extending from the hip, not extending from the back. Extending from the hip, extending from the hip, through all these. Couple more. This one's a little bit lighter, but hopefully it's still getting the heart rate up a little bit. The core engaged. If it feels better on your wrists, you can go fist down to the ground. Lighten the extension a little bit. All right, call that about 10. I apologize in advance, by the way, with keeping the windows open. Seasonal allergies are really kicking in for me, so I might have a little sneeze break here or there, but implore you just to keep going through everything with that in mind. Okay, so hips and core should be feeling a little bit warmer. We are going to dive right into the workout. The first 3 exercises we're going to be circuiting through, and we're going to be doing 3 to 4 rounds of those. And then we have 3 to 4 more exercises that are more core-centric, that also have the hips and the lower body involved. And we'll just end with those for a couple of rounds as well. So again, like I said before, we're doing 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. And then we're just going to cycle through all the exercises one by one. And then we'll go back to the top and just go through it 3 to 4 rounds. So I will demonstrate. I'm also going to give options to make it a little bit easier, a little bit harder, depending on how you're feeling today. All right. So the first exercise we're doing squats. As I've done in the past, if you have a chair or something that you want to practice squatting to, by all means, get that in the area. I'll give you an example here with my little coffee table. Get my Kindle out of the way. So we're going to be doing squats. So feet about hip to shoulder distance apart, feet facing forward. You're going to chop your hips back, sit down into the chair, and then pop back up nice and tall. Hips all the way through at the top. So butt back light, down, down, down. Feel it underneath you, drive back up. Ideally, we're not resting here, so I'm not just sitting down when I get to the bottom. I'm staying loaded in the legs the whole time. And once I feel it underneath me, just feeling that tap, driving back up, nice and strong. If you don't need this external cue for depth, I'd prefer you don't use it. I'd prefer you get used to the idea of finding your depth on your own and coming up. So you're always loading your body through the whole exercise. Also, to keep your full feet grounded, we don't want you getting up on your toes as you're going down. Try lifting your big toe. Try keeping your feet firmly grounded and lifting your big toe up off the ground, and see if you can maintain that through the whole squat. Might be a little harder, but it's a good cue to keep yourself grounded. If you find that easy, in the past we've done single leg squats. I'm going to make this a little bit more metabolic this time. So instead of doing single leg variations, if you want to make this a little tougher, we are going to add today either a step out into a wide squat, and we can alternate sides like so, hands out as a counterbalance. Just like that. You might feel it a little more in the inner thigh as you spread your knees out. Just make sure that your shins are staying vertical, so your knees are out over your heels. Not too wide, but definitely not caving in either. The final variation, one that I will be working on for my first couple of sets, is a little bit more of a metabolic and kind of plyometric way of doing this. Back up so you can see my feet predominantly. So I've got this narrow stance, so I'm going to be hopping out into my squat, going down, and then as I come up, I'm popping back to the middle. Out, back, out, back. And so you're just kind of going through that. Your feet might come out a little bit, mine do. Just keep the onus on trying to keep it as forward as possible, just knowing that there's a range of normality. Just try not to let them go out super wide. Make sure if they do go out that your knees are tracking over them. Your knees aren't going in relative to your feet. So, if I go out a little bit like that, my knees are tracking with them, with them, with them. So that will be our difficult variation for the day. Next exercise is calf raises. This one might serve as not necessarily a little bit of a rest, but something that's a little bit more focused and less metabolic to balance our workout out. So we can either do 2 leg, so standing calf raises on 2 legs. We can go 1 leg. And if you need something for balance, a lot of times I will admit, doing single leg calf raises can be a little wonky, just balance-wise. So you can bring something in, hold it, and use that so you can make sure that you get through more quality reps in the time that we're working. Make sure you're doing both sides if you are doing single leg though. Or if you want to make this more plyometric, you can go hopping in place. Again, make sure you switch sides so you get both sides working. Either way, we're going to go through 40 seconds of those. And then we're going to end it with lateral walks. This is a callback to our first week. These are 3 exercises we did in our first week. We're just adding a little bit to them. So this week, for lateral walks, I really want you, your torso at least, to stay tall. I still like some knee bend. I just don't want butt back a whole lot. So nice and tall, stand on the balls of your feet, going through. You'll feel a lot more in your hips if you keep your hips forward the whole time you're doing this, and a lot on the tops of those quads, which is good. They're getting stronger staying down there. 40 seconds of those. I really don't have a variation for them. I just think this is a good burner for 40 seconds. So we're going to go through 3 to 4 sets of those, back to back to back, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Let's see if anybody has any questions. We're looking good. All right, let's get rolling. I got my timer. Again, take breaks. There's no need to force yourself to keep up. Find variations. Honestly, one of my biggest recommendations would be not to bulldoze yourself through this really early, trying to build momentum early. I would say pace yourself from the beginning. Just know that if you're working for 40 seconds, you got to be able to squat for 40 seconds. So maybe go at more of a slow tempo. Also consider doing little breaks in between each rep. If I'm sitting here doing squats for 40 seconds, I'm not going to be sitting here squatting super fast. If I know that I'm not going to be able to make it through, I'm just going to do my squat, shake it out a little bit, do another squat. Take your time. Make sure that you get through this full thing. It's not about how fast you can go for the first half of the race. It's how fast you can go for the whole race. So just keep that in mind, and we will get started in 10 seconds. Volume up so we can hear this. All right, starting with squats. All right, let's get rolling. 15 seconds left.
Switch.
All right. 20 seconds, we're going on to calf raises. So find the variation that works for you. We'll get started here. 10 seconds. Start hopping on one leg, see how this goes.
Work.
If you're doing one leg, now's the time to switch. 10 seconds left. Three seconds. All right. Exercise number 2 down. Lateral walks. Find some space. Make sure you got a good 8 to 10 feet of space to work with here. If you have a hallway, go down the hallway. Let's do it. 5 seconds. Small steps. Make sure that your feet aren't really getting much closer or farther away. Your hips are staying on a level plane. Whew. All right, first round's done. We got 2 more of those. So again, pace yourself. Feel out how that first round went and adjust accordingly. I'm gonna keep it up at the same pace. Hopefully we'll get through all 3 sets that way. Halfway there. Switch. All right. 20 seconds, we're on to calf raises. Find a side. Work. Calf raises on 2 legs, calf raises on 1 leg. We're hopping in place. If you're doing one side, you have 10 seconds left before we switch sides. Switch sides. Switch. All right, almost done with our second round. We just got those lateral walks left to go. So hopefully it felt good the first time. Try to make sure your hips are staying forward. It's hard to remember, especially as you get tired. You start dogging down like this. Try to stay nice and tall. Work. Halfway there. Ten seconds left. Whew. Switch. All right. 2 rounds are done. We just have 1 more left. Then we're moving on to some core. So hopefully this pace has been working for you. I'm going to stay in my variations, but I'm just going to reinforce what the step out squat looks like for the first 10 seconds, just to show you. So let's get started. Step out squat. Take a foot out, wide stance, the knees go out, push up to the new side. Out, down, back, up. Just like this at your own pace. All right, keep going. Halfway there.
Switch.
All right. Calf raises next. Started in just about 10 seconds. Three seconds. Find the leg.
Work.
And switch. Ten seconds left. All right. We got one more exercise left, and then we are moving on to core. Hopefully y'all are still with me here. Whew. This has been a good one. This is a lot more metabolic than some of the other ones have been. All right, 5 seconds. Let's get it rolling.
Work.
Ten seconds left. Make it count. Make sure my hips are still.
Switch.
All right. That is it for the first set. First circuit. So let me modify a couple things for a second one, and then I'll give you some demos. Whew, that was good. Sweating through my Mickey shirt. All right, so second exercise circuit of the afternoon, last one. It's going to be core. So we're going to be doing some planks with some glute extensions, some side planks with side glute extensions, some abductions, and then we're going to get into glute bridges. So active hip raises, holding it against kind of more dynamic motion. So again, take breaks, 30 seconds. There are knee and foot variations for the plank, and if they both seem tough, we can modify. I would say the first step is to remove the extensions. But the way it's going to work, first one, plank. So when you're in your plank, elbows and hands on the ground. Try to stay parallel. Try not to let them curve in too much. If you can avoid it, just stay nice and parallel. Posting it on the ground. Either go from the knee or from the feet. Either way, torso is parallel to the ground, like so. And when you're in this position, we're going to alternate hip extensions, just like so. Next one, side plank. Going to go here. We're going to go either knees bent at 90, out, reaching, or up to your feet, out, reaching. Either case, if you want to make it tougher, add some active extensions or abductions or some circles to make it more of a dynamic sway challenge. So avoid any sort of sway, holding this position while your leg goes through some motion. You're going to do a set of 30 on each side, and then we're going to pop down onto our back, like so. Knees bent past 90, a little bit past 90. Heels planted, pushing up. Glute squeeze. Try not to extend your back so much. Keep your back flat. Extend your glutes. And we're going to march, reach out, back and down. March, reach out, back and down. We're going to go for 30 seconds there. So that makes 4 exercises. In this last circuit, we're going to go for 2 rounds. Then any other rounds you guys want to add, you can add to it at the end. We're just going to start with 2, make things nice and simple. Yep, okay. We're going to get started in 10 seconds.
Get ready.
Get ready. So I'm starting elbows and feet. Pick what works for you. Here,
Work.
extend, out. Try to limit any sway that you can. It's a stability exercise.
Switch.
All right, 10 seconds. Find a side.
Work.
I'm just going to hold it. This is pretty tough.
Switch.
Switching sides. Same thing other leg.
Work.
And down.
Switch.
Last one. Going hip extensions on our back, doing glute bridges with some reaches.
Work.
Hips up, holding that the whole time. Out, reach, back down. Use your elbows wide for some stability.
Switch.
All right. All we got to do is get back through that lineup one more time. We're done for the day. Get ready. Planks, extensions.
Switch.
All right. Whew. Find a side. Down, elbow down.
Work. Switch.
Every time we finish an exercise, we're crossing it off our list. We only got 2 more left. Find that side.
Work.
Get going.
Switch.
Last one. Cross planks off. All we got is glute bridges in 3 seconds.
Work.
Keep those hips high. Whole time.
Switch.
That does it. So, I hope that worked for you. That definitely got my heart rate up. Definitely got some sweat going on in here. Again, as always, Malik with Atlas IPS. If you need help with anything at all, please don't hesitate to just leave me a message on my Facebook account. You can email me at the letter A, Grey at atlas-ips.com, and I will get back to you there. You can also call us. Again, some people still don't know this, we are open for calls, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. That means there will be somebody there to pick up the phone and talk to you about your needs. And there's also somebody there if you just want to text us. If you want to just make it easy, hey, this is what I need help with. Hey, you up? Like, just send us a text. It's super easy. At any rate, all in my rant. I will be here next Wednesday for an upper body workout, so stay tuned. Have a great and safe week.